Someone's learning math early in the morning over here. All right, let's just get these things rolling here, get this going.
If you have more than $10,000 in the bank and you don't know this, I guarantee you that you're losing money. Real estate, the stock market.
Good morning, good morning. Good morning to Friday, 11 September 2020. We are walking into the last week, the first week, the second week ending of the September here. What we're gonna do is today, we're gonna allow people to unmute themselves, and then we're gonna try to see what we can do over here. It's Friday. Yasser is getting ready to cook some pips today. Yes, sir. Looks like it's getting cold with no pips. Once we get pips, it's gonna get warm over here now. Yeah, so basically, I woke up and I saw GJ is coming down, and man, GPJPY tapped into the same support it tapped into yesterday. And we're in a predicament over here. I mean, it's a Friday. I'm not going to be trading here on Friday unless I see something that really, really sticks out. With that said, let's take a look at Forex Factory. Let's take a look at Forex Factory. Oh, the first question of the day from the Gulag. How can we send charts to you? Interesting. Very, very interesting. How can we send charts to you? I think if you look at, there's a description video. There's a video in the description. So whoever's new to the stream, the best thing about the stream is that you can send charts. You know, when you send charts, we can look at your charts and we can give you analysis. I mean, we can give you feedback, you know, like give you some constructive criticism. So the best way to do that is there's a video in the description. So you go to that video, you click on that video, you watch it, and you're gonna know exactly what you should know. So let's take a look at Forex Factory here. So first of all, we had some news in London session, somewhat good, some were bad, but we've been through that, so it is what it is, right? Next we have CPI coming in. CPI, they're expecting to be bad. They're looking at really bad numbers, 0.03 from 0.6, so we're going to see what happens there. Core CPI also looking at bad numbers, so we're going to wait to see what happens there too. So now let's take a look at, from a technical perspective, let's take a look on GJ here. Let's take a look at the daily. Daily candles came down. Daily candles came down to this level. I wasn't expecting it to come down till here yesterday. I was really expecting Friday to come down here, but we came down, so it's awesome. Let's take a look on the 4-hour. Oh, another thing I noticed is that the daily candle came up to 136,620 and tapped into this area, which was also a resistance area back on the 22nd July. Let's see. Oh, Raja with that Friday blunt. No. Ran out of blunt papers. So we got zigzags. All right. So let's take a look on the 4-hour now. 4-hour is, so someone said that 4-hour is making a liquidity wick preparing to shoot down. That's an interesting idea. I think for that, we need to look at the smaller time frames and we need to see. So if we think that this 4-hour is making a liquidity wick to shoot down, that means the price is going to come up towards some sort of a minor resistance on the smaller time frame. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at that and see if we are really coming into some sort of a minor resistance, right? So if you go to the 1-hour time frame, and what we notice is now 1 hour is approaching some sort of a resistance here. We're approaching a resistance here at this point on the 1 hour. If we break above this resistance, the next area of resistance is the tip of this wick. And the reason why the tip of this wick is because when we bring it all the way to the left-hand side, we notice that price created a support here 2 days ago at the same level. You know, one was created at London Open, the next one was created at London Open, New York Open, right? So now we have this range, and now what we got to do is we have to measure how big this range is. This range is 54 pips. This is a big range. So if price breaks above this area, and if we create a support above this area, then I think we're going to have a pretty good move going up. If we think that the 4-hour is creating a top wick to continue down, then price needs to create a resistance at this area to come down, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to go down to the smaller time frame, the 30-minute time frame. And 30-minute time frame, now we're looking at it, it actually makes sense because, you know, like this was the resistance before. We broke up London Open, came straight back down. So this was a fake out, right? So this is a strong area here. So now we just got to wait. We can't take a buy because candles are bullish. We can't take a sell. No, we can't take a buy because we're approaching resistance here. We can't take a sell because candles are bullish. So all we can do is just wait now. You know, we can wait for this 30-minute candle to close. So see, so this was a great top-down analysis. So this is what I did. I did some very basic top-down analysis. Someone is saying that GJ is at the 61.8 fib on the daily. That's why it's rejecting yesterday's low. Yeah, also technically speaking, first, you don't need to look at the fibs. That's the first thing. First, what you need to look at, price action. Price action dictates that we rejected this level on 27 July. So it makes sense price is rejecting this level again. Once you got that done, now you bring in the Fibonacci's. When you bring in the Fibonacci's, you see 61.8, 70.8, whatever the number is, then you're like, okay, you know what? Now Fibonacci makes sense. It's not the other way around. You're not bringing in indicators to prove to you that price action is making sense. You're looking at price action first, and then you're looking at the indicators, right? Price action comes first. All right, let's take a look at some analysis here. This is GJ 30-minute. I'm looking buy 45 pip range. Yeah, I think. Oh, wait. What? What's going on over here? This is an old chart? No, this is the new chart. Yeah, I think there's a resistance here that we're missing right over here. There's a resistance that you're missing. So resistance is being formed at this point as well. So we're walking into a range. I don't think this is the same chart as this. Oh, it's just, that's just very, very extended. Okay, makes sense. So yeah, but on the 1 hour perspective, this is a resistance right over here. On Forex Factory, news came good regarding pound in Japan. They made some deal. Okay, we'll see if that deal rolls over in New York session, because so far we've just been ranging. You know, since yesterday we've just been ranging. Price came up, I mean, came down, range. I mean, not really clear price action. The reason why I said there's no clear price action, because I mean the candles aren't forming the way we would want them to form to take a good trade. Hello, the chat takes up too much of the screen. I think the chat takes up maybe 1/7 part of the screen, which is the Zoom chat right here. So I have no idea what you're looking at. Good morning. I have a question about Magic Keys. If you have questions about Magic Keys, please send those questions to Magic Keys. This is a live stream over here. All right. Let's take a look here. Bank of England inflation reports. China shows defense. First post-Brexit trade deal. Which had been agreed in principle, mean 99% of its exports to Japan would be tariff-free. Digital data. Okay, so this should push pound bullish, right? So we're going to take a look at that, and we're going to see if that really happens. I mean, things like these take time. You know, when you have news like these that okay, they're striking a deal, this is based off of the higher time frames. You know, the daily, the weeklies. You know, smaller time frames, they may have a little moves here and there, but generally it's just going to be based on the higher time frames. So I'm going to be looking for a break above 136,350 for price to continue on towards, you know, like probably 136,600 and all the way up towards 136,800. Let me just do this one thing over here. Let me just see on the 30-minute time frame if we can do this, right? Let's see if I can do this right here. So This is the new price action. This is the old price action here. So when I'm looking at this area here, I'm not looking at the old price action. What I'm basically looking at is that we had resistance forming on the 30-minute time frame. Resistance, resistance, resistance. This candle broke up, right? This candle came down. This had to do a retest to continue moving up, but it went down. So this was a fake out. And now price is closing. It's coming back above that area. It's coming back above, what's this price? 136.220. So I think if we can get like a support forming in this area on the 30-minute time frame, we can have a pretty good range for price to come up towards, 136.550, 136.600, and then ultimately coming into, 136.700. So I think this makes sense now because the 1 hour time frame was like, okay, but the range is bigger. So we go to a 30-minute time frame. We can adjust our zones based on a 30-minute time frame. Isn't there another support resistance on 136.03, 136.03, right over here? Yeah, it is. So I mean, if candles close below here, then we'll be looking for sells for price to coming down to this area right over here. Because this is also old price action. If this was important, this would have been respected by this candle coming down. And if this was important, this would have been respected by these candles coming up. But this was ignored by this candle and this candle. So when you get a candle closing below 136.200, then you could say that, okay, we had a clean move going up. There's a high probability for price to have a clean move coming down. All right, this is GJ 30-minute, clean area, buys above this area when support is formed. For sells, wanting bearish candles here. I think you're missing a zone right over here in the middle. So we're just waiting here. Took buys when broke the high of the previous bullish candle. Beautiful. This is really, really good. I think if you're in profits, if you're in the amount of pips that you want, that you need, I think that's the point to maybe secure and maybe put stops at break even. Hey, good morning. I took this trade this morning. Could you give me your thoughts, please? Let's take a look at this trade. Let's take a look at this trade. So before we take a look at this trade, like a lot of people are tripping out that the Advantage FX is going to stop their services in November. I mean, so what? If they stop their services in November, there are a lot of options you can go to. There's Black Bull Markets. There is Traders Domain. I mean, those are the only two other brokers that I really, really trust. I got some money in Traders Domain, in crypto. I have some money in Black Bull Markets too. So, it's going to be a smooth transition. I mean, at least Vantage FX is going to say, hey guys, you can move your money out. So, I mean, once you move that money out, it's going to take like 2-3 days for you to get the money, and then you can probably switch to one of those brokers. There are a lot of brokers, so shouldn't really make a much big of a difference. All right, what's this? Price is stuck in the range, started pushing down with bearish momentum, waited for the next. Oh, okay, perfect. So you got a really good buy over here. We had a big rejection. Candles were making higher highs and higher lows. You executed a trade on this candle, expecting price to respect the low there, and you went in profits. This is really good. Last time I checked, they didn't have best spreads. Listen, if a broker wouldn't have best spreads, I wouldn't be with them. Let's put it that way. So if you think the spreads are bad, then don't go with the broker. I think the spreads are perfectly fine. Traders Domain, they work all over the world. The spreads are perfectly fine. Black Bull Markets, spreads are under 2 pips. That's perfectly fine. For me, if a spread is under 2 pips, I think that's perfectly good. And for the gulag who's asking dumbass questions about broker if they work in Asia or this and that, man, just go to their website. Seriously, God gave you a brain. Let's use our brain. Go to Google, type in Black Bull Markets, go to their website, email them, ask them questions there. I mean, come on, this is not a broker rehab here, man. I mean, Jesus. Yo, you guys, that's why you're in the gulag. Come on. All right. So, yeah, this is why I don't want to trade on Fridays, because Fridays are Freaky Fridays, and then we get questions like these that throw me off. All right, let's take a look at this chart here. Oh, okay, what's going on over here, man? This chart. Let's take a look at this. This is GJ. This is the GJ chart here. GJ 15-minute chart. Price, target over here. Oh, it's okay. So you entered in the London session and you took the buy. Okay, beautiful.
What's going on, Roger?
Hey, how are you?
Good, man. So this is what I'm thinking, right? Same thing always play out over and over. We put in a low. So technically, if this 30-minute candle closes with a nice rejection and we break the bottom, we should break the bottom of that current 30-minute candle. We should retest that bottom level. Because this is just forming a 4-hour wick. So to come back down.
Yeah, I believe that too. I think that's correct. What I'm thinking is that once this candle closes, I think someone mentioned in the Zoom chat too, once this candle closes, and if the next 30-minute candle breaks this low, then I think we're coming down to retest this area and then ultimately to come down to fill this wick.
Yeah.
So we've got like 10 minutes left right now. Ooh, what's this? Is there another way I could have managed my trade? 30-minute close strong bullish. Took buys once 30-minute candle closed above previous stops below the previous 30-minute candle. Closed 50% because first 15-minute candle closed bearish. Other 50% went to TP. Closed everything once 30-minute candle. Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, I think your trade management was right. Now, the more you do this, the more you're going to realize that as long as the 30-minute low is being held, there should be no reason to maybe close percentages. So that's what you're going to notice over time. So over time, more you do this, more comfortable you're going to get with closing less and less and letting more and more run. Because this closing 50%, when the 15-minute close bearish, that's just being safe. Also because, when we're new, we don't want to take unnecessary chances, right? So when we don't want to take unnecessary chances, it's a confidence issue. So we try to be very, very conscious about it. So yeah, the more you do it, the more you're going to understand that, okay, as long as the 30-minute is respecting the highs, it should continue moving bullish. So that was a good trade. Hey, if we enter on the break of the previous low, looking to go down, our stop loss will be 30 pips. That's too much. Yes, that's absolutely correct. So if you think you're gonna have, okay, so here's some things that are gonna happen, right? So let's say that the next candle starts breaking the low right over here, right? Let's say this is breaking the low. You can do two things, right? A very conservative stop is going to be above this candle. A aggressive stop is going to be above the candle which is going to be breaking the low, because once you put the stop above the candle which is breaking the low, then you're saying to yourself, okay, you know what, since this candle is breaking the low, it shouldn't come up to break the high again. So you're anticipating that, okay, the candle has made a lower high and then it should continue moving down. Now this will be a risky trade, this will be an aggressive trade, impulse entry trade, which is why I'm not going to execute on this trade. Because it's a Friday, and Fridays are Freaky Fridays, and I don't want to take a loss on a Friday on a risky trade. So you guys have to look at the look at the day which you're trading in too. You know, it's the Friday. Fridays are meant to be very conservative. Fridays are meant to be really relaxed. You know, it's the last day of the week. The worst thing you can do on Friday is lose your profits for the week. And this is going to happen for a lot of people today. Today, a lot of people will lose their profits for the week because, man, you guys will overtrade today. And I'm excited to see that. So please don't overtrade. So for questions coming in for the sells and GJ, we just have to wait. That's it. We just gotta wait. See, we got 6 minutes. We just have to wait to see what happens. Gold is also ranging here. Gold is at support 1944. Gold is creating resistance in 1946. I don't think there's going to be a big move on gold until CPI, because CPI really moves gold, man. CPI is a high impact news. I'm not sure why they have CPI as orange folder, but it's definitely red folder. What do you think about correction in the trend? If a correction happens, then we're probably going to take it. If it doesn't happen, then it doesn't happen. Let's take a look at Euro JPY. Ooh, Euro JPY started going bullish here. Let's remove everything. Let's start from the daily. Let's do some top-down analysis here on Euro JPY. So this move up on the Euro JPY was from the interest rates plus the press conference yesterday. So like, you know, maybe we tapped into this resistance at 126.450. We rejected it. At the same time, now let's go down to the 4-hour time frame and let's see what's going on here. On the 4-hour, we came down, created a support, started to continue moving up, tapped into another resistance here at 126.080, dropping down to the 1-hour time frame now. What we see is that there's a resistance being formed on the 1-hour. Maybe like at this point, we have a resistance forming. Since we have a resistance forming there, we also have a support which was formed at 125.650. Right? So basically what's happening on Euro JPY is that price went up, created a high, it's coming down. You'd want to see some sort of support formed for price to continue going up to retest the high at 126.100. So this is basically a 47 pip range. So if you can get like some sort of support forming within this area here, then we can have an opportunity for price to continue going up. Hey, I was wondering if you could let me know if my analysis was okay. Cheers, mate. Cheers, cheers. Let's take a look at this. Price making recent higher highs and higher lows. Price fell sharp, followed by bullish candle. Got greedy, didn't take partials. Yeah, I think what's missing from here is numbering as to what candles we're looking at. Are we looking at over here? Are we looking at over here? Are we looking at over here? I mean, I'm not sure where we're looking at. So you need to pinpoint exactly where to look at because it gets confusing here, right? Can you check GJ on Oanda? Why on Oanda on daily you have support and on FXCM you have this? So now this is one mistake that people make all the time, right? Now we have a lot of liquidity providers. This is going to be some extra information I'm going to give to everybody now. So when you go over here, right? When you go over here and you go to Euro JPY, what you're going to notice is you're going to see a lot of Euro JPYs here. And you're going to see all these names here to the right hand side. These names, these are different liquidity providers, right? Which means that different liquidity providers, they open and close at different times. These liquidity providers, they have different spreads. So when liquidity providers have different spreads and they open and close at different times, that means the candles on every liquidity provider is going to be different than the other one. You know, so if you have the habit of flipping from one thing to another, to another, to another, to another, man, you're going to get confused. You will not know what to look at. So you need to focus on just one thing. If I'm looking at something like over here, man, sometimes my chart over here does not look like the chart on my MetaTrader, but I don't complain about that. I'm like, hey, you know what? Price, levels, and zones, they're all the same. So when I see something right over here, and if I see a trade which makes sense, I just I open my laptop and I go to Magic Keys and I hit open trade. That's all I do. I don't investigate, oh, why is it different? Why is this? Why is that? That's just a waste of time. That's a waste of time. So if you're only looking at Wanda, stick with Wanda. If you're looking at FXCM, stick with FXCM. There's no need to ask, oh, why is this like this? Why is that like that? Like if it doesn't make any sense, it's just a waste of time. So William, I'm still waiting for the chart, right? So you have numbers. You need to point these numbers to candles so that when we look at the chart, we know exactly which candle the numbers represent. Because right now I just have to kind of like guess and do a little bit more. It's just taking up time over there. Hey, can you take a look at my chart? Came out in a 6-pip loss, but managed the position throughout. All right. Let's take a look here. This is, USD CAD. This is pretty good labeling over here. Previous bullish candle daily, broke resistance and retest as support. 4-hour 1-hour strong bullish candle at support, waiting for Forex to form. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I think you managed the trade good. As long as you can close a trade in a small loss and you're like, okay, you know what? I managed the trade. That's actually pretty good. So we got the 30-minute candle closing now, bullish. Let's take a look on the 1-hour. 1-hour candle is also closing bullish. There's no buys on the 1-hour because the stop is too big. Let's take a look on the 30-minute. 30-minute is closing at that resistance, so it gets a little tricky to take buys. So I'm not gonna do anything at that point. Looking at the 15-minute looks kind of better, because now when we're looking at the 15-minute, if this 15-minute breaks the high of the previous 15-minute at 136.300, I think this is going to be a pretty good opportunity for price to continue up to maybe fill this wick at 136.450 and then continue on towards 136.550. Yeah, I think that's going to be a pretty good idea for price to continue moving. All right, let's give our thoughts on this chart over here. Why don't you use Traders Domain? Because I use VantageFX. Low of the day yesterday in New York session, unable to break previous. Okay. GJ 30-minute support holds when it close, sell below here, buys above here. Yeah, I think it looks good. So you got a support. I think this is resistance. Okay, so you're looking for buys above this area and it sells below this area. So there's a little bit of waiting involved. So for people who are wondering, I'm not going to execute on this trade because it's a Friday. Impulse entries are risky entries. Impulse entries are impulse entries are really risky entries, man. So, save impulse entries for Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, when market is moving nicely. Fridays, it's very risky, Friday, Freaky Friday. So on Fridays, try not to take a trade. On Fridays, just relax and watch people lose on Fridays. That's it. I mean, if someone wins, clap for them. If someone loses, just be like, yeah, man, I told you. Fridays, Freaky Fridays. Don't mess around on Fridays. What you're looking at now at GJ, we had the same trade set up just for sells. Why not place a buy stop at the top of the 30-minute wick? Nice 10 to 15 pips trade to go long. Yeah, the thing is, if we put buy stops above the 30-minute candle over here, I think this is going to be the same as the 15-minute, right? Yeah, it's going to be the same as the 15-minute. So then you're anticipating it to go up. I mean, if this was on Wednesdays or Tuesdays, and if the 15-minute breaks the high, I would have had a stop below the current 15-minute candle because the range is super big over here. It's like 11, 10 pip range on the 15-minute. Usually it's pretty big. Hello, just started watching you guys. Welcome, welcome. Hard way to learn, just blew my tiny account with GJ about 2 hours ago when it gave a fake long. Oh wow, man. I think you blew your account because you over risked. You over risked, so you blew your account. I don't think if you're trading with rules, you should be blowing your account. Let's take a look at this chart over here. Oh, okay. What's this? Trade was taken on the break of the previous 15-minute candle. Oh, okay. So this trade was taken as we broke the high over here. That's absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. So you caught this momentum heading up. Take a look at this chart over here. This is on GJ 15-minute. This also worked very well. Oh, this was the London session. Yeah, GJ is a mess. It's a complete mess right now. Oh, what's this? 12% gains for me this month, keeping losses small and gains big. I've become a risk manager. That's perfect. You know what happens? People chase profits. When you chase profits, you don't get profits. It's the same thing as when you're chasing girls. You know, you chase girls, you don't get girls. You know, so when you're chasing profits, it's the same idea. You should be chasing small losses. You know, whenever you're going in drawdown, try to see how you can, like, you know, maybe secure some losses, maybe take some risk off. Whenever you go in drawdown, always make sure that when you go in drawdown, you're not going to lose what you're planned to lose. Always lose less. But don't lose more, man. Don't take it the wrong way. Like when people say, hey, when you go into drawdown, always make sure you lose less than what you expected to lose. And then slowly you're going to get better and better. Your losses will become smaller and smaller. And then you're going to understand the real concept of how to keep losses small and winners big. So let's take a look at USD CAD over here a little bit. USD CAD. Looking at USD CAD. USD CAD on the 4-hour. We have, let's take a look on the daily here. Daily is creating a support. We created a resistance on the daily. Pretty simple. We're expecting now, if we're just looking at this, we can expect this candle over here to probably is making a lower wick to continue going up. I don't know what this is down here. So let's take a look on the 4-hour and how that looks. 4-hour created a support, 4-hour created a resistance. Looks like this 4-hour came down and rejected this area due to this area over here, maybe. You know, so it seems like this current 4-hour is also coming down to possibly reject this area to continue going up. And then we have a resistance right over here at 1.31900. So if we go down to the 1-hour time frame, 1-hour is also creating some sort of support. So now what we got to do is, now notice how this zone is pretty big, right? It's pretty thick. So we want to make it a little bit narrow based on this time frame. So we're going to make it a little bit smaller like this. And now we have some sort of a market structure here. The price is ranging, and this range is 12 pip range. If we break above this area, there's a clean move going up towards, you know, like 1.31900, which is like 18, 20 pips away. All right, let's take a look at this chart here. Ooh, wow, what's this? We have channels, we have fibs, we have support resistance, strong bearish trend, retrace as rising channel, sign of bearish continuation, okay. Channel break, okay, channel retested, filling wick, weekly wick fill, some retracement for fib. Yeah, I mean, so you're looking for price to break below this support to come down to retest this low. That makes sense. You know, so basically, just to make it easier for everybody, what this person is looking at is they have a support right over here. So they're anticipating price to break this support and then for price to come down to this support and then continue down to fill this wick. That's basically what this chart means, right? So if we just remove this channel and we only draw like these two zones you have, it will make much more sense for price to come down here. But if we break above this area, then we're going to continue moving up. Would you ever have Stephen Bigelow on your channel? More than 30 years in the game, old dude, but really good teacher. I don't know who that is. Stephen Bigelow. I knew a person named Bigelow. Stephen Bigelow, owner, Candlestick Forum, free tutorial. Stephen Bigelow. Oh. The Candlestick Forum. Stephen Bigelow. Probably we can guess Stephen Bigelow. Successful commodity trading techniques. Candlestick precision. Oh wow, man, he's got a lot of stuff over here. It looks like this is the Walmart of candlesticks. Got flashcards, posters, options trading. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, so you gotta collect all these things like Pokemon cards. Holy, yeah, it's a lot of stuff over here. Members area. 200 per month. 147 per month. 97 per month. Yeah, it's either this or it's either IML, man. Trust me. 200 a month. It's either this or I don't know about Stephen Bigelow. I'm pretty sure he's a very informative person here, so I'm not going to comment anymore. Someone's going to get mad at me, so we're just going to leave it.
Man, we gotta step up our sales game.
Yeah, we got to come up with some flashcards too. A pack of 20 flashcards for 50 bucks. Can you imagine the amount of trolling that's gonna get? Oh man.
Just words of wisdom. Maybe make like a bunch of cards for the words of wisdom. Like don't trade on like Freaky Fridays, and you can have like you can market it as the secret techniques from the live streams.
Yeah, live stream secret techniques. Monday Madness, stay away. Freaky Fridays, stay away. Risky Thursdays.
Yeah. Oh,
Hey, is it Podcast Friday?
yeah, Podcast Friday.
Podcast Fridays.
Because I have someone that I want to interview.
Okay, who is it?
You.
Oh. Alright.
So how was your trip?
Pretty good. We had a really good trip there. We had a really good trip.
Okay.
Like everyone who's running Forex education platforms and things like that, they all came to visit us, man. It was amazing. I think people who signed up for the London boot camp, they had it all. They saw the good, the bad, and the ugly, everything. You know, Yasser was there. I see him laughing over there.
So how was the Sean meet and greet?
It was pretty good. It was pretty good. I was expecting them to show up because I posted my location and everything, but I didn't really expect them to show up during the business hours. But yeah, it was good.
So what was said in that short clip?
It was basically they came up and first of all, they didn't really look as if they were, they were on something, you know, just to be honest. They were on something, it smelled like cigarettes. And they're basically saying, oh, so you're a big man, I'm like, well, obviously, you know, I'm a big man. Compared to all these guys. And then they're like, yo, okay, let's go outside and talk. I'm like, no, I'm doing business here. You know, we're ending lunch right now. So what you guys can do is you guys can come sit in the conference with us. And once we're done, then we can talk outside and do whatever you want. He's like, okay, I'm going to come sit in the conference. I'm like, all right, come. And then they all stop. They're like, no. We got to go outside and talk right now. I'm like, okay, let's go outside and talk right now. So we went outside and we're talking outside. And then he's like, oh, no. You got to come around the corner with my boys, you know, alone. I'm like, no. You know, first of all, I'm not dumb. I'm not going to do that. Second of all, what you guys can do is you guys can come back at 5 or 6 p.m. and then we can start talking. And then they're like, no, I'm not going to be here at 6 p.m. I'm like, no, come back at 6 p.m. I'm going to be here, and then business is going to be done, and the day is going to be done. Oh, look, Jesus flying up. Ooh, wow, look at that. And then we can
Ooh.
talk. So this was the break of the 15-minute right
I'm
over
in
here.
buys, Raja, and I close half at 10 pips.
Very well done, my friend.
my friend.
Okay.
That
So
was just a matter of like 1 or 2 minutes, Raja, not more than that.
You're eating a lot, my friend.
Very good, very good.
So this is what I had to say. So, I commend you, Rakeel. Everything you said, you always done. Regarding the trip, the only thing I was disappointed in you didn't document it like you normally did your other trips.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to see more documentation. I miss Monty. We didn't get the video, Monty.
Yeah, we didn't get the video, Monty. There was
just say something.
Yeah.
What goes on in London stays in London.
Yeah, basically, whatever happened there, it stayed there. Wow, so this was the break of the 15-minute high. Whoever caught this, beautiful. Look at
Yeah, I got a small position, but when I looked down again to see what was the stop loss going to be, the
Yeah,
market
I
just
took
ran.
also a small position because as Raja was saying, it's Friday, so I was a bit hesitant, so I took a small position also.
Oh, by the way, I finally used my magic key today. That was on magic keys.
Oh, how was it? How's your experience so far on Magic Keys?
It's been good. This is my second time using it. I used it earlier this morning on the buys, and I like the custom close. I love the custom close.
Yeah.
So I set up close half and close custom, and I close half versus going into MT5 and right click and change my lot size and.
Yeah,
So,
it's
it's
pretty
good, man.
it's pretty robust. You just click it and it's just it's like magic. It's like done. You're like, oh shit, that's neat.
Yeah, so I like it. Good gift from the wife.
Good, good. Yeah, so this has broken up now on the 15 minutes. So if price is going to continue moving up to like I think 136,800, it needs to stay above 136,200. Right, so this candle has to respect the low of the previous one and then continue moving bullish, fill this wick, and continue on with New York volume as you move in towards 136,800. But I didn't take any trade because it's a Friday. I'm not taking any trades here. I'm just gonna provide support. Ooh, gold is also coming up. Gold is rising like the phoenix from this consolidation here. Since impulse entries are risky, I take trades based on the 30-minute closes, but price sometimes creates a bottom wick when I enter and I end up managing risk. What can I do? Well, I guess you're managing risk, right? So what else can you do? I don't think, where's the problem in that? Alright, let's take a look at this chart over here. Okay, price making recent higher highs and higher lows. Price fell sharp, followed by a bullish support on the old resistance. Sharp decline down. Entry was here on the 15-minute close. Got greedy. Didn't take partials. As stop loss was too large, you want to make partial aiming to copy the clean move up. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think once this candle closed bullish, you're expecting the next one to continue going up. But since the next one broke the low of the previous candle, I think at that point you could have closed like some partials. So you closed at BE. That's still pretty good. You closed at BE. What do you think about AUD USD? I think you need to send a chart, and then we can take a look at AUD USD. Oh wow, what's this? Third week in a row, 6% gain average each week. God damn. My saving account gives me 2% for the year. Well, your trading account is your saving account now. Raja, you and Uncle Ted are the kindest people I've ever met. Glad I ran into you guys on Instagram. Well, I don't think some people will agree with you.
Yeah. Don't say that out too loud. Don't say that too loud.
Don't say that in the street.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, I think it's good to be down to earth, you know, and not like playing around words and this and that. It's like, I mean, I say things how they are because, you know, I had people say things to me how they were. So I kind of like resonate with that. So I'm like, it's always better to not sugarcoat things or give false hope, you know, say it how it is. Like if someone takes a bad trade, I'm never going to say, oh no, man, next time it's okay. I'm just going to say it, hey, that was a bad trade. You got to fix this. If you're going to continue this, you're going to continue losing.
Yeah, I think that's super important. And I've said that too. I mean, I would rather insult you to prevent you from making mistakes again than to be nice to you and then, you know, you think that it's okay with what you did. I think a lot of people forget you're risking money at the end of the day. And money is hard to come by. Like it's not something that you can just like pick off a tree. And I think the way that I've always looked at the value of money is, man, I work too hard for my money to give it away. And when I see other people just giving it away, doing stupid things, it gets me angry because it's like you don't realize like that could do so much more for you and you just gave it to somebody who doesn't need it. Like institutions, banks, hedge funds, like all these guys in the market that are, you know, taking your entry, your opposite order, they don't need your money. They have enough money. And you are a retail trader, you know, you don't have the billions or, you know, even the millions behind you, and you're just every day giving away $200, $300, $100. It really angers me because these people just, they don't care about you. And it's like you could have gone out for a nice dinner, you could have bought a pair of shoes, you could have done so much more with that money, but instead you gave it away doing something stupid. So I think if people get offended when we call it as it is, I mean, you have no respect for your own money. I think that's what it comes down to. Because people that understand that we're trying to make sure you don't do stupid things realize that they have a respect for money because they turn around and say, oh, that makes sense. Like I shouldn't be taking trades when candles are bullish. I shouldn't be taking sells. Like that's just stupid. Don't do it. You know, you're just giving away your money. And if you want to do that, honestly, stop trading, give away your money to the needy, the homeless, you know, donate it to an animal shelter, do something positive with your money. Don't give it away to the institutions. Like it's just stupid. Don't do that.
Or just send it my way. I'll use it. Sells below 136.230 makes sense for you. 136.230, probably not. I think sells below 136, this area right here would make much more sense because this is an area of consolidation here, and you don't want price to be in here. This is area of consolidation, so this is bad. This is not good. We've still got 7 minutes left for this candle to close. We got 7 minutes left for this 15-minute candle to close. And if we respect this area, if we keep on making higher lows, we should be continuing to move bullish. Do you offer classes, online classes? No. Is there a guide to Forex trading that you would recommend for beginners? Yes, babypips.com. Babypips.com is the best place to start. Baby Pips.
I think with GJ, you might find that we might pull back for the rest of the day. It's not a great candle to work off of on the daily, to be honest, the way that we're set up. But it just seems like we're going to hold support for the most part, just as a weekly pullback. So you might find today's your breather candle, and then next week we start, and we may continue our descent down if there's continued negative Brexit talks. This is something as a new trader you should try and pay attention to. We talk a lot about, you know, the last 15 minutes of an hour close, or the last 30 minutes of a 4-hour close. This daily candle is your last candle for the weekly close. And a lot of times on Fridays, there's profit taking. And what you might find is the market is pulling back. So today, you know, you might be looking for sells with GJ. It might pull back all the way today on Friday, but that's just a temporary pullback, because when you look at the weekly candle is now creating that wick, where when we see on the smaller time frames, a lot of times it will get filled, you know, the following candle. So your following candle obviously is next week. The pullback that's happening today could potentially get filled next week, and that's where you get a weekly wick fill. So if you are planning your trades, Fridays are really good days to plan the following week. Take a look at sort of how the weekly candles are finishing, and then start to anticipate, hey, if this actually is pulling back and we have continued momentum going down, we may next week get a weekly wick fill. So what I can do is I can wait for next week's daily candles to flip bearish and take sells and fill the weekly wick with momentum, if that indeed is the case. So keep that in mind as you're trading, and understand how the different candles or the different time frames all merge together. The more concise or you know, eloquent the story you can create using multiple time frames, the better grasp you'll have on executing your trades and anticipating where price is going to move based on the time of day, based on the daily candle, based on where we are in the month. Like, every time frame tells a story, and if you can put that all together in your analysis, you can then turn your scalp trades into swing trades, and, you know, extend those trades. You're now looking at higher time frames and anticipating what's going to happen over the next few days, and that just comes with experience. So when you get used to that, you get into almost like a rhythm. And that's the reason why we say a lot of times don't trade Mondays and Fridays, because the weekly candle's being set up, and then you find that, you know, the middle of the week becomes the bread and butter, because the weekly candles created that weekly trend, or, you know, the direction for it, and it continues. And that's where you can really take advantage of a longer term trend or a higher time frame trend at that point. Do you prefer swing trade over scalping? What makes you take a swing over a scalp? So here's the thing. There's a lot of people that swing trade. There's a lot of people that scalp. There's no right or wrong way to execute based on that. My philosophy has always been, I like to secure profits. And the reason why I like to do that is because I know I'm in this game for the long term. This is not a one and done for me in terms of my execution or in terms of my trading. So when you look at the overall journey that you are in when you're in the market, a lot of people are trying to hit home runs, and it's a psychological thing. It's, you know, you're starting trading, you're 6 months in, you're a year in, you're 2 years in, and you just want to make it. The reason why you just want to make it is because you have people inside your head that are telling you that, you know, 90% of traders fail. You don't want to be that statistic. You have people telling you, why don't you get a real job? Why are you wasting your time with this? This is gambling. You don't understand this. So what happens is you create this, I guess I would say, false sense of pressure on yourself, because as much as you try and drown out noise, it is hard at the end of the day to keep drowning it out. And I think when you start trading, when you start having negative interactions with trading, whether it's negative results, you're not understanding the trade that you're taking, you're making mistakes, that starts to weigh heavy on you. And now your emotions start to really enter trading at that point, because your mind's not clear, because now what you're thinking is, these people that have been telling me that I'm not good at something could potentially be right. So now you're doubting yourself, whereas before you were like, hey, I can conquer this. There's hundreds of people that are trading. I can be one of those hundreds of people that do this. So really, at the end of the day, for me, it was always, I need to have a positive experience while I'm trading, because that keeps me going. Similar to if you go to the gym, right? A lot of people quit the gym because they don't see the results. But if they stayed a couple of extra weeks, you would have got those results. And the people that see results in the gym, they continuously go to the gym because they're having a positive experience. So when you have positive experiences with something, that gives you a confidence boost, right? I mean, it's anything in life. You go to the bar, you pick up a girl, she says no. You go to another girl, she says no. You go to like 4 girls or 4 boys and they all say no. You do not have confidence going up to the 5th person. But like if you go to the bar and you have a good interaction with a female or a male, you're more than likely to come back the next week or try that again at another situation, because it's like, hey, you know what, I went after something, I succeeded with it, I think I have the knack for this, or I think that what I'm doing is accurate. So when we talk about swing trading and scalping, the idea with swing trading, obviously you have a greater reward potentially, but there's also a longer time period for that gauge of positive progression or positive success. And that's not a bad thing. But what I'm saying is, when you first start off, maybe just work on getting a positive trade, whether it's 5 pips, whether it's 10 pips, whether it's 20 pips. Just work on getting positive trades, because what that does to your psyche is it lets you know, first of all, hey, I'm on the right path. Like, I'm actually doing something that's making sense because I'm seeing the results. And what you can do is you can then expand upon that. And that's what I've been doing over the last, say, 2 or 3 years. Like, a lot of times I get 3 or 4 pips, but then there's some trades where I'll get 20, 30, 40, 100 pips. And that just is because of the fact that, hey, I saw an opportunity. I moved my stop loss into profits to secure my trade, and the trade just continued to run, and I managed it on the higher time frame. And that's where you get those bigger wins. But I didn't sacrifice my mental state trying to get bigger wins every day. I just tried to get what the market was giving me on that particular day. This week it didn't give me much. I didn't find many opportunities, but I was okay with that, because anytime that I'm feeling uncertain about what I'm doing, I go back and I look at my good trades. I look at the best trades I've done over the last couple of months. Like I had a US 30 trade that ran. I had a gold trade that ran. So I look at those and I go back into the chart and I just look at them just for a few minutes to be like, hey, you know what? Reset my mind. I am doing the right thing. This week was just a little tougher. That's okay though. Like I'm okay with that. And I think the journey is it's a very self-discovery journey when you're trading, and these are little things that you can help with your mental aspect just to guide you and keep you on track, because you're going to always have people that are going to say, you can't do this, you can't do that, what are you doing, this is stupid, don't do this. And you can give into that, but at the same time you can't allow it to consume you. It's the same reason why we tell people, don't copy each other's trades. Don't try and go for signals. Don't do those things, because the day will come where, like I said yesterday, you're at a math test and the question is different, but the knowledge application is the same, but you don't have the knowledge. And I think as a trader, you have to put those pieces of the puzzle in as much as you do marking up a chart. Similar to when you go to the gym, you need to eat as healthy as you can to see the best results from when you're working out at the gym. And when you start doing a lot more pre-work, both on the mental side and also in terms of your analysis, the execution becomes easier, but also at the same time, the repetition is there and your I guess, routine becomes consistent. You're always doing the same thing every day. It's the reason why Raja wakes up every day at the same time, does the live stream on the same time frames, same pair. Everything becomes a routine. It becomes monotonous. And this is an industry that's full of monotony. You're always doing the same thing over and over again. But what you do is you take away from that and you have other things in your life that create experience for you. Trading's boring, but hey, I can go out to dinner, I can hang out with my friends, I can, sit and play Xbox, I can go drive, I can do something else that's more exciting than trading. So I don't need the high from trading to fulfill my life. I get the high from outside of trading. Trading is a job. Trading is where I can collect income, where I can, create financial stability. But my high comes from outside of that, where I can't purchase those experiences, and that will keep you a little bit more level. And I think at the end of the day, that is, going to be the thing that's going to drive you over the next couple of years. I was talking to somebody yesterday about the similar topic, and they asked me, they're like, how do you stay so stoic? Going to a casino 2 hours away from my house, playing poker for 12 hours, making like $3,000 or $4,000 when I was in my 20s, and then in 20 minutes blowing it at a blackjack table, and then driving 2 hours home, knowing that I had $3,000 in my hands, and it took me 12 hours to make, and 20 minutes later I lost it all doing something stupid, teaches you hard lessons, because you have to make a conscious decision. You have to either say, hey, I'm not going to do that anymore because that's stupid, or I just have to quit because I can't control myself. And I think those real conversations that you have with yourself will define your trading journey. If you're not going to control what you're doing and you're just going to keep doing repetitive stupid things, you have to quit trading. And there's nothing wrong with quitting because you can't control yourself. There are things that you just will not be able to attain when it comes to trading because you can't manage your emotions, you can't manage your mental state, you can't manage the gambling aspect or the addictive nature of trying to chase money. You have to release yourself from this and say, hey, listen, I tried it, it didn't work for me. I have to move on to something where I get a routine paycheck, where I do not have the urgency to gamble or chase money. I'm not cut out for this. But if you want to focus on this and you have those areas of I guess lack of discipline in that sense, you have to be consciously aware of that, and you have to work every day to fix that. And like I said, one of those ways of fixing it is to create positive outcomes every day with your trading so that you remain calm and you remain collective. Because I guarantee you, when you have a winning trade, the rest of your day probably goes a lot easier and your mind isn't racing on the charts. Like, you're not thinking about the trade that you did. It's when you have losing trades, that's where you start to spiral and you start to think the entire day, like, is trading worth it? Why am I doing this? This is stupid. I woke up at 7 a.m. or whatever time it is and I took losing trades. I'm not good at this. I see people winning. I'm not winning. Why am I not doing this? And you start saying why? So that's where, one or two trades a day keeps the confidence up, but it also keeps you level-headed and it keeps you steady as you're progressing. And obviously the money will come as you compound your account, but the mental state is really, really important, because that makes you do stupid things that you shouldn't be doing. And then after, when the dust is settled, you look at your account and you're at a zero balance again, and you're like, man, why did I just do that? And it's like, if you look at your history, you've probably done that every month for the last 3 or 4 months, and you feel really stupid about it. But at the time when you're doing it, you're just trading and you're not focused on the long-term picture or the mental state of what you're doing. So I think you know, when you look at swing trade versus scalping and you look at process, it's where can I get the best positive outcomes to build my confidence and build my routine. And once you figure that out for yourself, that's where, you know, you can say, hey, I'm a great swing trader or I'm a great scalper because of the fact you're having a positive experience.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Yeah, positive experiences are pretty hard to come by in trading. And the start, you're welcomed with open arms with negative experiences.
Yeah.
You're like, oh shit. Can you take a look at the trade I took before bed last night? Nope. We can look at the trade you're taking right now or analysis right now, but not a trade you took while you went to bed last night. Because here's the thing, you know, when you send a chart that's been done in the past, you got to look at it this way, that, okay, how is that chart in the past is going to help someone right now? You know, that's going to be much more important. Like, you send a chart which you're analyzing right now, or the trade you're trying to take, and then we can, like, you know, look at it and see what's happening, maybe give you some good ideas, maybe like, you know, give you some constructive criticism as well. And while we're looking at EOJPY, I think someone mentioned here that we should be creating a support at this point, somewhere over here, for price to continue up to retest the high. Oh, what's this? Would love your thoughts on this. I think this has a good education for the stream. Okay, let's take a look at this. Man, you know, like, to be honest, I'm just waiting for CPI. I'm just waiting to see how CPI is going to move gold. Hey, hi Raja. I had this as a buy stop. Okay, originally seen this trade forming, but you talked about option really boosting my confidence in it. I was up 5.4% for the week. The trade now takes it up to 6.4%, but since I was just over 5, I only risked 0.5, so basically I just leverage my profits to make further profits. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. The entire approach, I anticipated further push to fill the candle wick previously. That's actually amazing that you leveraged profits. That's something we talk about all the time. You know, like, whenever you're on Fridays, you know, always try to leverage profits. Don't go and risk from your like, you know, principal, but like risk from what your gains are. You know, like, if you're up 3% for the week, try risking 1% of that. You know, try risking like 0.5% of that, because most times it's just the itch to take the trade. That's it. Most times it's just that. Like, when you're learning, when you're new, most times it's just the itch to take the trade. That, oh, I want to be in the trade. Oh, it's Friday. Something's missing in my life right now. I guess a trade is missing right now, so I want to be in a trade. So if you really want to be in a trade, always use less risk. You know, Fridays, 100% less risk. On Fridays, I'm always lowering down my risk. You know, because you never know, Freaky Fridays can come around and you can maybe lose some of your profits. The Aman Pandey, he donated 40 Indian rupees. Thank you for the Independence Day speech, Ted. Thank you, thank you.
You know what? I liked Independence Day, the movie, the original one, with Will Smith and what's his name, Jeff Goldblum, and the president, when he stands up on the airplanes when they're about to go to war, and he stands there with the megaphone. That's how I feel sometimes when I sit here and speak. Everyone's standing around going, what the hell is this guy talking about? And then they're like, yeah, let's go out there and run around.
Yeah, they'll go,
Yeah.
And Will Smith is just shouting, yeah.
Yeah.
Ted, back in high school, my buddy he memorized that entire speech, and we would drink. He would recite the entire thing.
Oh, wow.
So fun.
Hey, is that the film where what's it, Will Smith is a suicide bomber?
Well, they go into the alien's ship and then they blow it up and they have to come back because they use the alien ship from Area 51.
But I think he kills himself.
No, he comes back.
Is he survive? No, I'm sure he dies.
No, he doesn't die. He
I
comes
think
back
he's
with Jeff Goldblum.
He pulls out the last minute.
Yeah.
You see, Market Fluidity, we've got pull-out game, man.
Sorry, we tangent on Fridays too.
Will Smith never dies in none of his movies.
Oh, you don't die. Oh, I think. Oh, it's I Am Legend. Okay, one of them.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I am like.
Does he die in I Am Legend? I didn't think he died. Oh yeah, because he saves the women and the child.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's
Yeah.
holding the grenade
Yeah.
in the basement.
All right, what's this over here? Someone's looking for a wick fill, buys on 30-minute candle, close above the zone. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, I was looking at the same thing. I mean, if this candle closes bullish, then we can continue up to fill this wick, just like what happened yesterday. Where's yesterday? Yesterday. I don't know, but that happened
Did
yesterday.
they put in a new high? Is that a new high right there?
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yesterday was right over here. Not yesterday, day before yesterday. Right over here, where we made a high, came down, and candles started to come up on the 15-minute time frame. We go to 15-minute time frame, and they started to come up to fill that wick right over there. So that situation is happening again over here too. That's what I believe. But the problem is the 15-minute is in a range, so we're just counting on the 30-minute. If this 30-minute closes bullish, easier trade to continue going up. But if this 30-minute stays in this range, this is a small range. This is not that big. This is like a 20 pip range over here. So better trade, if someone's really itching to take a trade, would be below 136.040. Because now you have a bigger range to play. You have like a 24, 25 pip range, and then ultimately the wick fill down there at 40 pip range. How do you differentiate between rejection wicks and wick fills? So if this candle closes bullish, then this becomes a wick fill. If this candle closes below the range, then this becomes like a rejection wick. Make sense? So it's subjective. Compared to the candles that are still open, those wicks are basically subjective. Let's take a look at this chart over here. This is took impulse on previous candle to top wick, partial TP at 10 pips. Runner stopped out. Oh, nice, beautiful. Excelente. Buongiorno. What's this? Was this a bad entry? Let's take a look at this entry. Was this a bad entry? This was a entry once the candle broke above the high over here. Oh, you took the entry on this. It should have been taken on this candle here. I think so. So if you're looking at a 30-minute, probably looking at a 30-minute right over here. Yeah, I think we were still at resistance at that point. We were still at resistance. 15-minute candles closed at resistance, closed like a small body volume over there. So when candle bodies are small, this means the volume is dying. So when you see small body, look, small body, big body, big volume. So let's take a look over here. Big bodies, small bodies, and then volume starts to die. Same thing over here. But it's all like sometimes, maybe that's not the case too. Like at this point right here, we have this candle, big volume candle. This is a small volume candle. And now since this is a small volume candle, plus we have these rejection wicks and then rejection from up over here too. And now we have these wicks. So these wicks are wick fills. So price is going to come down to fill these wicks, right? But so then you can say, okay, these wicks are just rejection wicks. But obviously I'm not trying to take a trade over here. Maybe, below 136.040 is going to be a better idea. I don't know why people come to the Gulag to ask, is so-and-so legit? Is so-and-so this and that? Like, we're on the live streams to learn about trading, man. Like, to learn how to trade, to maybe get some ideas, maybe get our analysis correct. Sorry you missed some part of the stream. Went to have some lunch. I think you've taken a buy, question mark. Nope. My bias was bearish and I'm looking for sells. Was your trade based on what? No, I did not take any trades. I don't know what kind of epiphany came to you while you were having lunch that I took a buy. But no buys were called in the stream. Hey, what's this? Take a look at my chart. Euro JPY, Euro GBP. Let's take a look at Euro GBP over here. Haven't looked at Euro GBP. Okay, so this is a sell taken as the candle broke the low over here for price to continue down. This is the same trade I took yesterday. This is the same trade I took yesterday. Kind of like it was the same idea. Where is it? So we go over here. Let's go to the 15-minute time frame. Yeah, right over here. This is the trade I took yesterday, right here. When price broke the low, I took a sell. Price continued to move down, and seems like you're basically taking almost the same kind of trade over here, as price is breaking the low to continue moving down. Hope it does, so now there's a probability in those things too. I think there's a higher probability that that trade is going to work out, and then there's a low probability that trade might not work out. So I think the challenge comes in what you do when that losing probability comes to play. Do you see that as, oh, my analysis was wrong, or do you see that as, okay, you know what, that was just a probability. That was a probability of the fact that that trade at that time may not work out. But in the long run, if I keep taking the same trade, it will, work out in the long run. I just want to say thank you for the streams. I improved a lot, and now I'm starting to try on different sessions. What do you think? I think that's a very bad idea. I think you should just stick to one session. The worst mistake that you're going to make is that you win 2 trades or 3 trades or 4 trades in one session, and now you think you know the session, and now you want to learn more sessions. Worst thing ever. And another mistake you're going to make is if you win 4 or 5 trades on one pair, now you're like, okay, you know what? I won 4 or 5 trades on this pair. Let me just look at this other pair. So that would be another big mistake that you're going to make. So you should just stick to just one session, one pair, and man, things are going to go really smooth. There are a lot of examples, man. A lot of examples around you. A lot of people, on Instagram that they're profitable. You look, they only trade on one pair because it works. We've been saying this for the past 4 years. We just make a trading plan, one pair, one session, and it's just going to work out. All it's going to do is it's going to take time. Because realistically, what happens is that whenever we come to trading, we want to learn everything. We want to learn Fibonacci's, harmonics, trend lines, like everything we want to learn, because we're like, okay, you know what? The more we know, the more we're going to make. But in reality, that's not the case, because as time goes on, as you mature in the markets, as you lose money, make some money, as you really start maturing, you're like, hey, wait a minute. I don't need to know these certain kind of things. I just need to know this specific thing and how I can capitalize on this just one thing. That's it. Just one thing. So when you start looking at just certain situations in the market, man, you start increasing your risk. A day comes where you look to yourself, you're like, hey, listen, I've been doing the same thing for a very, very long time. I guess it's time to really, really capitalize on this thing now. So that one trade, you increase your lot size. You're like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to increase my lot size, and boom, I'm going to enter the trade. And what happens? It's a loss. You lose the trade. You're like, I've been doing this for so long, and now I increase my risk, and I entered the trade, and I lost the trade. And that's the reality. That happened to a lot of people, whenever you increase the lot size. You're like, oh, the market's watching me, and this and that. So, but that's just a probability. At that time, you're like, hey, you know what? That was just a probability. I'm just going to continue on with this. I'm not going to reduce my lot size because I just lost one trade. Let's take a look at this chart over here. This chart is, taking sells here. Okay, makes sense. Beautiful, beautiful. Makes sense. I'd say better sells are going to be below this area over here. Thoughts on gold? Gold is in a problem. Gold was trying to go up and now it's doing a nosedive. We have CPI coming in for gold. I guess CPI is going to be a big mover here for gold. You got the US dollar news here. Nice little mango juice after a joint. Shouldn't have said that, but not everyone heard it, so it's okay. GJ is just ranging at this point. TikTok. Raja, trading between support resistance makes a good career in trading. No, it does not make a good career at all. Do you know Luke Longmire, the trader? Oh yeah, the multi-level marketing guy. Yes, I do know him. What's this? Estructura. Usualmente, rompimiento de lagun. Yeah, that's pretty hard language, man. Yeah, that's pretty hard. What do you think of GU buys? GU buys. I think GU buys are going to be scary. I'll tell you why. The reason why they're going to be scary is because we have US dollar news coming in. You know, in about 37 minutes, we're going to have CPI coming in, and CPI is going to move the US dollar, right? US dollar, GBP USD is also US dollar. So this is going to be moved by CPI. On GJ, it's not going to, I don't think it's going to have much of an effect because, you know, there's no USD in GBP JPY. I mean, GBP JPY is only influenced by the pound and the yen. And right now, yen is closed, so it's only being moved by the pound. When the US dollar news comes in, GBP USD is going to be influenced by the pound and the US dollar. So it's going to move, you know. Hey, I hope you're handling quarantine well. I know it can be yeah, man, staying inside for 14 days. It's my second day staying in the home. Well, I mowed the lawn yesterday, so I guess that's okay. Mr. Raja just joined the session, got an email from Vantage FX. They are stopping services in Canada. Could you please recommend any good broker? Thanks. Well, if you go to my description, you'll find your answer. Here, I have this current chart marked up for GJ buy and sells. Okay, we have a signal here. Signal coming in from Tony Tones. Tony Tones sent a signal on GJ. Let's take a look here. We have 4-hour resistance right here. We have a support right here. Close below here for a short trade. Close a break above here. We see a good. Yeah, this looks good. It's good. It's pretty good. Sells below this area and probably maybe light buys above this area, and then stronger buys above this area to continue on to maybe first this point here and then that point up over there. This is the 15. Oh, this is the 15-minute chart. Yeah, it makes sense. Where are you from, Mr. Canada? Golden Bull Signals Twitch TV has joined our stream. Thank you so much, Golden Bull Signals Twitch TV. Dow gonna fly. Dow gonna fly, Dow gonna fly. Okay, we'll see. We'll see what happens at news time. Thanks guys. Much more profitable and confident. Oh, that's pretty good, pretty good. See, like right now we're just ranging, right? There's nothing really going on. We're just in range or danger right now. You should interview Momo Forex. He trade many pair and he shows consistency. You know what? I saw this one video of Momo Forex. You know, I'm just going to be very honest, just from a very logical perspective. I saw this one video of Momo Forex, and that video's title was "The Best Strategy to Grow a Small Account." You know, like that was the best technical strategy. So then I saw this title and I'm like, So from this point, I've never heard about Momo Forex. I don't know what that is. I just read the title. I read the title and then I thought to myself, okay, well, if this is the best strategy to grow a small account, why can't we use this same strategy to grow our regular account, right? Valid question. I'm like, well, why can't we do that? So I'm like, okay, let's take a look at this strategy. Maybe some special strategy from small accounts which the brokers released or something. So I opened the video, I started watching the video, and it was basically price action. You know, it was like price action. Okay, you know, we're doing a, so it was like this. So we're over here. You see, guys, we made a support right over here, and if you sell over here, price drops down over here. And then we do a retest, you sell over here, and price continues dropping down. You see how easy that is? That's all what you got to do. You just got to do that. So if you just wait for price to break, come up over here, and then you sell over here, price starts moving down, you can grow your small account. That's simple, guys. And I'm giving this free information, and I'm just listening to that, and I'm like, well, you can do this on the regular account. That's just normal market movement. I mean, that I just couldn't really understand. Yeah, I don't know. I was very confused after that. I was like, that's what you can use from a normal tool. So, and I mean, also just by looking at the charts like this, when they're already formed, it's pretty easy to talk about any strategy, you know, of any strategy you want to talk about. You can just go back to the chart, you can plot your, whatever indicators you have, and then you can say, see guys, see how perfectly it bounces from here, from here, from here. That's really easy to do. What's not easy to do is doing it as it's happening, like talking about it as it's happening. That's pretty hard. And I think these live streams are pretty good because when we have downtime like this, we can talk about certain issues like that, We have a lot of downtime now. We have NY Open coming up pretty strong. Hey, are you going to the gym today? No, I'm in quarantine. So I have to do home workouts. What's this? What do you think about round price? So round price basically means, let's say price levels like 136 even, 136 200, 136 400, 500, 800, then 137 even number right over there. Those numbers are generally like someone might say, oh, those are institutional levels, bank levels, whatever. Those levels are generally, they are levels where price rejects most times, but if we don't have any data looking left that if price is actually rejected from that level, and when price is really reaching that level, you can't blindly just depend on that, right? Because there's no market structure. I'm a big fan of market structure, and sometimes price does go to 136,500 area and it rejects it. Sometimes it moves past that area too. So coincidentally, most times what you're going to find is that price will keep rejecting. Like, look, right here, right here, price rejected 136,600. So someone can say, oh yeah, look, it's a psychological level here. We rejected here. Yes, coincidentally, that makes sense. But when it's the first time price is reaching around those levels, you just can't blindly just depend on a rejection or something. Ooh, first week in profit, not a lot, but it's something. Looking forward to next week. Thanks for the guidance. Shout out to Eleanor for holding it down. Yeah, the fort with some Zoom meetings while Raja was on vacation. No, man, it wasn't a vacation. It was, I didn't have any time to even look around. Nothing. It just went Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, trip to Manchester, Tuesday back.
Man, you travelled all the whole country.
Yeah.
We never knew where you were. Everyone's like, where's he gone? And he's on Manchester. Where's he gone? He's gone to like the other side of the country. I was like, where is this dude?
Yeah, I've been to everywhere. Been to Southampton, been to Luton, then went to London, Brentford, went to Bradford, Manchester, Bolton. Yeah, Slough, Slough. In the ends, mate. Based on yesterday daily close in Euro and DXY, I think we will see DXY start to go up at NY. That's gonna be something interesting because we are ranging. So the reason we are ranging is because CPI is about to come in. So that's the reason we are ranging right now. Hey, how can I inquire about your course? I have questions. Don't mind. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have any course. I mean, if you find anything like that, you find it. If you can't, then I don't know what you're talking about. When you're going to have Capital Hungary on Friday, maybe next Friday. Well, he's welcome anytime. Probably Monday. We're going to have him on to give us some, what kind of a fundamental outlook we can look for next week. राजा भाई अपनी सेविंग्स में कितना रिस्क फॉरेक्स में इन्वेस्ट लेना चाहिए? I need to take risk to pay loans. Oh, any suggestions? Man, oh man. First thing, you shouldn't have said that publicly. Now, since you've said that publicly, second thing is, I don't know, man. I don't know if you should trade to pay loans off. That's a very, very bad idea. Yeah, you can't. You can't do that. You know, most times it's the desis, you know. Desis. You know how many desis, you know, they message me, oh bro, I took this loan, I'm gonna pay it back. I'm like, man, shit. That's a pretty tough thing to be in. All right, let's take a look at this EJSL. So for EJSL, I'm expecting price to create some sort of a support to continue up to retest this high actually. And if you measure this range, this is a 20, this is a 30 pip range, 40 pip range. All right, let's take a look at this. This is based on 30-minute broke the previous 1 hour low and took an impulse entry, 8 pip stop, 13 pip TP, secured 8.5. Beautiful. It's pretty good. You secured 8.5 pips. You're letting the rest run. Awesome. You know, this could play out. I mean, all this candle has got to do, this candle's got to respect the half the previous candle. Put Sacha on the webcam. I don't think Sacha is here with us today.
Oh, I'm here.
Oh.
Woke up late though.
People
decided not to trade on Friday.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Sacha means in Urdu is a true man.
What? Sorry?
I said Sacha mean in Urdu, it's a true man.
Oh, that's good. That's interesting.
True man, yeah. Sacha, like the word, it means true. True man.
I didn't know that.
The truth. Will you be doing a recap of the week? Yes. I think I'm going to do, I'm going to do the recap of the last 2 weeks because I took like maybe 8 trades so far in September, 8, 9 trades. Hello, this is my trade for GJ. Any feedback? Much appreciated. Let's take a look here. Let's take a look over here. Oh, this is extremely risky. I hope this works for you. Enter to sell as soon as you broke down. Yeah, I mean, if this works, beautiful. I think price needs to break below this area to continue down. This is a problem over here. You know, so this trade here, it's very risky.
Hey, Raja.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
But I got that note from Vantage tonight, and probably like a lot of people, and I've been switching to Black Bull. I already had a main account with them like from last November, but their customer service in the past couple of days just like amazing, just like switching me from Prime account to institutional and helping me out setting everything up. That's the first time I experienced that, to be honest. It's just like they got a very nice customer service.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. Yeah, they're pretty good with customer service. Like, you know, some of the guys who work there, really good guys.
Nice.
Yeah, really good guys.
Is it a black pole or black hole?
Black Bull.
Black bull? Sorry. Sorry. Black bull. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah,
Black
it's definitely not black hole.
Blackbullmarkets.com.
Can you imagine? Like, I'm putting my money into a black hole.
Black pole.
I really feel secure. Here right now.
Where'd your money go? Oh, went in the black hole, man. Oh,
It was
man.
there and suddenly disappeared.
That's hilarious.
You know, I have a language barrier. Sometimes
Yeah,
I
yeah.
miss.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
funny.
it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Franglish also, so that's fine.
Hey, wait a minute. Even with the language barrier, it doesn't come out as whole, man. Even with it, there's no way it can come out as whole, you know?
That's funny.
Are you watching the Raptors game? 7. No, they're not playing right now. We'll see when they play. No, I'm not. I'm not. I don't watch basketball. I watch rugby. I don't like basketball. Maybe the last 5 minutes of the last game. Maybe I'll watch that. But hey, I have a question. How much do you recommend to save up before you can live off compounding your trading account, for example, when you quit your job? Well, depends on where you live and how much you make, really. You know, like living in Canada, I think living in Canada, you need to have at least 3,500 to 4,000 coming in every month. You know, 3,500 to 4,000 to have like a good, I'd say like a comfortable lifestyle. You know, like you'll have a condo, like you'll pay, like your rent is going to be like 2,000. No, not 2,000, $2,500, $2,600. You know, you're looking at like a basement or like an apartment. You know, so. And then you have to see that, okay, if I have that, if I need to have that much money coming in, how much would I need in my trading account to make that much every month? You know, the best thing to do is to maybe start with a small amount. Maybe if you're starting with like $2,000 or $5,000, you're starting to see that, okay, how many bills can I make from trading? If you can, let's say, make $300 a month, maybe out of those 300, you can withdraw 150 and pay a small bill, you know, and you can continue on to do that. Once you start withdrawing and paying small bills every month, you start chasing those withdrawals. You're not worried about compounding. You're not worried about anything else. You're just saying, hey, like, you know what? This is free money coming in, and I'm putting this money towards a bill. Because maybe in 6 months' time, 7 months' time, I can start withdrawing enough to pay my rent one day, you know. And once you withdraw to pay your rent, man, then you're like, oh shit, man, like I'm paying my rent from my withdrawals now. So once your rent goes from your withdrawals, what's going to happen now? You're going to say, okay, like, you know what, I have this job, and this job, the money coming in from the job is just coming in as a bonus because my rent is coming from trading. You know, so then you can take it easy on your job because our biggest expense is rent and mortgage, you know, that's it. And then what happens is after that, you're like, okay, you know what? You start on continuing, and then you start withdrawing more than your rent. Because, like, trust me, 2,000 a month withdrawals goes to 4,000 really quick. You know, 4,000 goes to 8,000 really, really, really quick. You know, so only because you've been consistent from the start, withdrawing 150, withdrawing like 300, 500, and then you move on to $1,000. That takes time. You know, you can't expect to withdraw like 2,000 every month from the get-go. That's not going to happen. I mean, everyone wants that. Everyone wants to dream like that, and man, not all dreams come true. You know, so it's a step-by-step process. What would you do if you had 10K to play within savings? If I had 10K to play within the savings, and if I think I would save some more. I think I would save some more and look for a good opportunity to get like a pre-construction condo or something like that. That's what I would do. Because then you can sell before closing for a much higher price, and then you can make some money on that. And once you have free money like that, then you can invest that into trading and do things you want to do. But I think that's what I would want to do. What do you think about selling courses after a couple of months? Question came by Hassan. It's not about that. That whole thing started because people wanted to know how to do better, or like they wanted to learn more. Because the thing is, like, when I first started, there were so many people out there where I would, like, go to them, I'd ask them questions and then say, oh no, man, like, for me to answer your question right now, you would have to go get this course. Then only then I will go and answer your question. And that, to me, I was like, man, why? Like, you're taking a trade, you're showing profits. It should be easy for you to, like, post a chart and then say, hey guys, this is the reason I took the trade. And what I started to do was, I'm like, hey, listen, like, you know what? If I start to get better, I'm going to start giving out value. And what happened was I started posting my charts, started posting why I took those trades, my whole analysis, because to me that was nothing. To me, that was like, it's whatever. Start to do YouTube videos. The only reason why I started to do YouTube videos was because, I thought to myself that maybe someone like me is out there who's looking for information and they cannot find the right information. That's the only reason I started to do YouTube videos, started doing simulation sessions, started to post them on, YouTube for free, and then we started these live streams to further help people. To further help them. People don't need to buy courses. Courses are just to, like, maybe like supplement your learning a lot. But if you are someone who has half a brain of a monkey and you're coming on the live streams, man, you spending 4 or 5 months on the live streams, you can learn a lot. You can learn a lot. You don't even have to join anything. But then there's certain times you're like, hey, like, what, we need to take this seriously. So when you decide to take things seriously, then you're like, okay, you know what, I want to put up some money, and then I want to see that, okay, maybe this thing is really going to help me or catapult my learning further or not. There are guys texting me on Instagram watching, like, we just watched the live stream. Yeah. Yeah. So, GJ is still ranging here. We still got 15 minutes left for CPI, and yeah, there's still 15 minutes left for CPI. So we're gonna see what happens. Will GJ be influenced by CPI? No, it's not gonna influence by CPI. Maybe a little bit. Maybe it may spike here and there, but I'm not really looking at a pretty big move on GJ due to CPI. No trade today? No, I didn't take any trade today. Gold will move. Gold will move on CPI. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw some levels over here on the 4 hour. Let's go to the 4 hour chart, right? And this is a resistance on the 4 hour. And this resistance is, let's see how far this resistance is. This is like 30 pips away, that's okay, whatever, right? If we break above this area on gold, the price is most likely to come up towards 1956, 1957. They're looking at bad numbers, which will push gold, and if the numbers are worse than expected, it will really, really, really push gold. If the numbers are really worse than expected, they're already looking at bad numbers. Even though they're looking at bad numbers, I'm surprised gold isn't moving up, like to maybe price in the news. So maybe they're looking at a big break. We'll see what happens. But if you do break below, I think on the 1 hour we'll need to break below this area to come down to 1939. That's not much big of a range. I mean, going up is pretty big. So we'll see what happens here. We still got 15 minutes left. Isn't this 30-minute structure looking more bearish as finding support? Yeah, so this is support right here in GJ, basically down here. So for sells, I think you'll need to break this to go down. Hopefully, no one's trading on Friday. If you are trading, maybe you're using less risk. Please don't use a bigger risk to trade on Fridays, because Fridays are Freaky Fridays, man. Sometimes things can go really, really bad. Can you please talk about funding account program on your description, please? No, there's an entire live stream on that. So you can go to the 17th July live stream. 17th July, yeah. Go to the 17th July live stream, and then you will find that we had a complete live stream on that. Last time, Raja, can you please redraw the support resistance so that I can learn which rejections you look for and what time frame? It's drawn right over here. Look, we have a support down here, and then we have a resistance up over there. I'm getting tired still. I'm gonna sit down here. So nice. Any idea which week or Friday will the Purple Woman FX join your stream as a guest? Okay, you know what? Let me just send a message right here. Let me send a message right now. So I'm saying, hello, how's it going? The crowd, the YouTube crowd wants you as a guest. YouTube crowd. All right, perfect. Done. Okay. Was it wrong to ask for Tori and BDS as guests? Sorry, I didn't know the background. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't even read that. Maybe Tori and BDX. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what we can do. What do you think about Forex bots? I think Forex bots are okay. I mean, it's personal preference, right? Like, there are a lot of bots out there, so you really need to do your due diligence to see if bots are really going to work for you. If you had a 100K funding account and the maximum risk per month is 10,000, which means 10%, how much money would you risk per trade? It's really easy. Right? You have a 10% risk limit on your account. How much risk you're going to lose every day? Use every day, maybe 0.1, maybe 0.5, maybe 1%. How much time outside of the live stream do you spend doing analysis on your trades? So let's say if this was a Tuesday and if the live streams end in like maybe 40 minutes, after that, I'm going to look at charts for maybe 20 minutes. That's going to be for the Asian session, sending my analysis to our groups we have. Looks like Yasser is praying for profits here for CPI. He's making special prayers.
No, I'm trying to remember something. I've got something that I'm trying to figure out what it was. I'm just.
You're doing like. Someone on YouTube said the guy in the blue shirt lost all his money and is praying now. Yeah, man, the gulag sees everything.
Nah, I didn't realize. You know what? I think if they knew me, I'm probably the biggest nerd and like ever. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have any? Okay, we're gonna ignore that question. Once you've taken profits and leave a small runner, do you ever re-add to your position? Sometimes. You know, that requires a lot of discipline, you know. So if you look on the 30-minute right now on your JPY, and if this candle closes bullish, I think there's a very, very high probability that price is going to continue moving up to maybe 125, you know, 126 even. Price can move up till there because, you know, essentially price made a high, came down, is creating a support, possibly continue moving bullish. So in 6 minutes, we have CPI, and we're going to see what kind of fireworks we can see today. How long would you say it took you to be consistent and good at trading? I think the golden rule, the secret sauce. Okay, so I'll give you guys the secret sauce right now, okay? Get your notes. Get your notes, grab your pens, you know, just secret sauce is coming right now. You only have to do 1 or 2 trades a day. That's it. That's it. Just 1 or 2 trades a day. That's the secret sauce. 1 or 2 trades a day, and that's it. I mean, of course, like learning about technicals, that comes in too, but only 1 and 2 trades a day, and that's about it. If you can't stick to 1 or 2 trades a day, you will never, ever, ever be profitable, and I can guarantee that. Maybe like you may have lucky runs for maybe like 6, 7, 8 trades, but then sooner or later, that's going to catch up to you. Man, I know a lot of people who try to outsmart the market after taking 1 or 2 trades, and they all get slapped in the face. It's super hard. 1 or 2 trades with smaller accounts as well. See, now this is why you're in the gulag. You know, when people ask those questions like that, like 1 or 2 trades means just 1 or 2 trades. I mean, if you're gonna start by taking 6 trades on a smaller account, saying that, oh, I have a small account, I want to take more trades, you're building those bad habits that are going to waterfall into a bigger account, you know. So sometimes guys say, hey man, listen, the only reason I'm not disciplined is because I have a small account, you know. So if I had a bigger account, I'll be more disciplined. No, that's not how it works. If you're disciplined on a smaller account, you're going to be disciplined on a bigger account. You know, if you're not disciplined on one account, it's going to be like the same on the other one. You know, which is why most of you people fail the FTMO challenge. You know, you guys pay good money to do the FTMO challenge, and then you fail that challenge. You don't even go towards the point where you can start doing the trading over there. You just fail the challenge because you're not disciplined. You know, you overtrade. You know, I know a lot of people who have taken the challenges like 3 times, 4 times, failed, no discipline. You know what happened? No discipline. But funding talent, there's no challenge on funding talent. You just give the money in, and funding talent's like, okay guys, here you go. Why do you consider, no, the gulag is going to come after me. Why do you consider support at the middle of this range? Because price smashed it twice. This one right here, no. So basically this candle is still open right now, right? So I'm going to remove it. So this candle is still open. I was expecting this candle to close bullish so we can form support to go up. But since this candle is open, so we just got to wait for it to close. GJC, we're still in this consolidation here now. So we're waiting. Ooh, gold is coming down now. We're going to see what happens. We will see what happens with CPI. Does this concept works for all pairs as in US dollar, INR? Yeah, so basically candles, they form the same way on all time frames, you know. Candlesticks, I mean, they have the same patterns, they form the same way, but of course you can't just blindly use something now. What you have to do is you have to maybe look at the pair you're trying to trade and maybe look to see that how can you, like, you know, how does this make sense? You know, so so let's say, for example, I started to look at US 30 for a little while, right? I was looking at US 30 for a little while and I was trying to see how I can trade US 30. But the problem with me trading US 30 was now I looked at it for 3 months, 4 months. I didn't really I didn't really see it as appealing because mainly the biggest reason why was because most of the moves on US 30 they happen before or during New York Open where I'm just coming on to the charts, or they happen at NYC Open, you know, when I'm basically done from the charts. Hey, any buy stop, sell stop ideas, or just gonna watch the madness? Yeah, I'm just gonna watch the madness. I'm gonna see what happens, and then I'm gonna call it a day. I'm gonna see what happens, and then I'm gonna go work out. I have to mow the lawn as well. The lawn hasn't been mowed for a week. I was away. Please have a look at my analysis. Oh, by the way, whoever ordered magic keys are being they got shipped out yesterday, so you guys will get confirmations here soon. Actually, I forgot to send the confirmations. I'll send them right now. Oh, they were sent. Beautiful. All right, 5 seconds. Oh, 1 minute. Sorry, you got 1 minute coming up.
God damn! I almost pressed the trigger, man.
All right, let's take a look at gold and Euro USD. Okay. We got support here. We got resistance over here. See, Euro USD is closing bullish, so technically it should move up and the news should be bad. Let's see here. Oh, wow. Oh, it's dropping. Oh, maybe liquidity grab. See how Euro USD and gold are moving almost the same way? Because they're only being influenced by the US dollar. There we go, gold is turning up. But Euro USD is being influenced by the US dollar and the euro. So for Euro USD to move up, the dollar has to become really, really weak to really push this pair up. So if you look on GJ had no change because, you know, like it's the US dollar news. And US dollar news, let's take a look at what the news outcome was.
News were good.
Oh, they were good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, better than expected. That's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, gold has a range over here, 1946. It may continue moving up. I mean, if we break above that area, it should move to 1949, 1950. Yeah, man, nothing really happening. Maybe this was the only big move we had on GJ in the morning for about maybe 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And that's it. This is it, man.
Yeah, man.
Let's take a look at Euro JPY. Euro JPY. Your fairy tale daily risk metric means little in the real world. If you're too pissed or feeling super stupid, just close the screen until tomorrow to resume. Losing won't help. Oh, that's a little harsh realities being thrown around in the gulag today. Shouldn't gold drop? That's a very interesting idea, that gold should drop since the news was good, right? But it's Freaky Friday, man. We can't do anything about that. I mean, this is a support here. Price came down, candle closed in the wick at the bottom. This is a news came, price went down, starting to go up. So now this is a very volatile candle here for gold, because this is where the news opened. So even if you look on the 15-minute candle is also extremely volatile at this point. For it to really drop, it needs to reject this level and then continue moving down. But we're going to wait and see what happens here. Looks like people are getting excited over a 7-pip move on GJ. We just have to wait, So price needs to close below this area to continue moving bearish. Wow, you know what I'm going to do on YouTube chat? I'm going to introduce a new thing where when you send a message, you can't send another message for another 10 seconds so that people stop spamming, I think that's going to be pretty good. Maybe increase the time from 10 seconds to 30 seconds. Hey, Raja, I worked like crazy about 80 to 90 hours per week. I saved 10K. I quit my job and start trading. I lose 9K in 2 weeks. Now I have 1K left to make work, or I would have to find another job. Advice. I think you should go back to the job you were, because that job allowed you to save $10,000 and trading has allowed you to lose $9,000. So maybe trading is not the best idea for you right now. Maybe you need to go back to the job you had.
That's to tell him start looking.
Yeah, you better start looking, man. You better start looking. This is okay. Listen, I'm not trying to make fun of this situation. I'm just very, very honest advice. You need to go back to that old job, because that job, it made you save $10,000. Like working 90 hours a week is okay, man. I was working 90 hours a week. I worked 90 hours a week for a whole year. 90 hours a week, 14 days straight, and then get 1 week off, and then start again, 14 days straight, 19 hours a week. For one whole year, I did that like a robot. I saved a lot. I saved like 120,000 after that 1 year. And then I started to look to see that, okay, how can I maybe make the same amount working less? That's how those ideas came around. But listen, if you lost, you just got to accept it, and now you got to go back. You got to go back.
Rule of thumb for anyone that out there wants to quit their job and be a full-time trader: at least make sure you have at least 6 to 12 months saved up, so that way you can just focus on trading. You don't have to worry about your bills. So if you're not profitable 1 week, it doesn't affect your trade. Your bills is covered. So, or also don't quit your job until you're consistent, and you're consistent.
Yeah, exactly. At least have like 6 months of bills saved.
Wow.
GJ buy ? 10 minutes ago, no, 2 minutes ago, everyone was saying GJ sell. Now everyone's saying GJ buy. Man, you just gotta wait. Just gotta relax. You have to wait. You have to wait for candle to close above this area, maybe form support. There's a lot of waiting in trading. A lot and lots of waiting in trading. Literally, some days we just sit here and we wait for 2.5 hours to take a trade. After 2.5 hours, I take a trade and it's a losing trade. That happens. It happened last week. See what happened to GU. Oh, GU also fell. 30-minute candle was making lower highs and lower lows and continued coming down. Raja, please give a look to my EJ analysis. Thank you. All right. Let's take a look here. This is EJ 30-minute. Buy stop previous 30-minute candle high, stop loss. I think you need to wait for candle to close bullish candle. Got those GJ sells, got all my losses back from earlier today and some more. Crazy day today. Yep, Friday's gotta take it easy. Yes. Friday, gotta take it easy. Easy peasy. What time frame is best suited to new traders? All time frames. When making support resistance zones, how to decide between the body or the wick of the candle of open and close. That's going to make us go into a lot of detail here, which I don't really want to go into right now. It's a Friday. Why Fridays have issues with them? Because Fridays are, most times people lose money on Fridays, you know. Sometimes what happens is that maybe sometimes you see a good setup and on Fridays it doesn't really, that setup doesn't exist. I mean, it doesn't really formulate as well as you would have hoped for it to. How many trades have you taken this week? Also, how much do you risk per trade average? I risk around $300, you know, $400 per trade. I mean, looking at this week I took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trading ideas. This week I took 5 trading ideas. I had 1 loss. My biggest win was $828. My biggest loss was $339. Oh, yeah, I only had 1 loss this week. That's actually pretty amazing. 1 loss this week, 2 losses this month. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 trades so far this month. It's pretty good, not bad. 8 trades. Would you recommend demo for all new trades first 12 months? No. I would say maybe go with $100, you know, like a minimum account, because the thing is, okay, so here's the thing, right? In trading, you're learning 2 things. First thing you're learning is like, you know, like technical analysis. You're learning like ways to trade. You're drawing support resistances, this and that. The second thing you're learning, no, 3 things you're learning, right? First is technical analysis and whatnot. The second thing you're learning is trade management, right? Trade management you can learn on your demo account as well. You know, this perfect. You can do trade management best, perfect. The third thing, the most important thing you're learning is risk. Is managing your emotions when in risk. That's the most important thing. The reason why it's the most important thing is because when you're trading demo, you don't have emotions attached to that demo account. You know, so even you go in a drawdown, it doesn't really hit you like it should hit you. But when you're trading a live account, like let's say if you open up a $100 account, right? And you can, let's say you can afford to open a $10,000 account, but you start with a $100 account. What happens is whenever you go in a drawdown, that hits you. You're like, oh shit, man, I'm in a drawdown right now. And that's when your emotions are being tested. Because as human beings, like we are programmed to have emotions towards money. It's easy to say later on when you've made money and you're doing good, whatever, but that's beside the point, right? But in the start, you have emotions connected to money. Till now, I have emotions connected to money. Obviously, when you lose money, it's not a good feeling, right? But when you're starting with a smaller account and you're practicing those emotions, it's like you're building a wall to protect those emotions. You know, so that's why I always tell guys, hey, listen, better to start a demo account is to start with a smaller live account, because you can build up you can build up the muscles to like kind of like fight those emotions. I'm having a problem with looking for the right words to say, you know, because language barrier. But you know what I'm trying to say. Like you're really getting a thick skin for drawdowns, you know, and when you start getting a thick skin towards drawdown, you start managing risk, you start managing your over trades, your over risk, because most times what's going to happen is when you're in a smaller account, and it's really easy to over trade a small account, because you're like, oh, you know what, it's just $100, whatever, you know, I'll deposit more. But that's where your habits are formed, you know, and those habits you can't form on a demo account. What about Mondays? Yeah, Mondays are good. We're gonna see what happens on Monday. So looks like Advantage FX has given everyone the end of November to decide where they want to move to. It's a very important important decision you have to make, where to move to. The same thing that happened 2 years ago with IC markets. IC markets, it was the same thing. We were all, I mean, some of me and most of my friends were with IC markets, and IC markets sent the email that, hey guys, we gotta go, and you have 2 months to maybe withdraw all your money. So we withdrew money, moved money around, and then moved some money to Traders Domain, and then moved some money to Vantage FX. And I think if you have a crypto option, I think Traders Domain is, I mean, I've used Hugo's Way. I've used Traders Domain as well. You know, those are like crypto in, crypto out brokerages. Hugo's Way, the only reason was because they didn't have MetaTrader 4. And Traders Domain had MetaTrader 4 and their withdrawals were pretty quick, so moved to Traders Domain, moved some money to Vantage FX. So yeah, we'll have to make a decision soon. Can you invite Prolific Trade as your guest? Let's take a look here. TradingView is not a brokerage. TradingView is a platform to analyze charts. I don't know how you can even get that idea. TradingView is not a brokerage. It's a platform where you can analyze charts. All right, let's see here. How much money would you advise to start as a beginner? That depends on you. You know, if you are doing well in life, you can start with $1,000, $5,000, $10,000. If you're not doing so well in life, maybe you need to save up some money. How do you feel about Osprey FX? I don't feel anything about Osprey FX. Like, people ask me questions, how do you feel about something like this, as if that thing is in me. How do you feel about that? Let's take a look here. All right, Osprey FX. Oh, page is not available. Maybe I'm blocked or something. Not a surprise, surprise. Hey, I live in Winnipeg, so which platform would you suggest me if Vantage closed? That's still up to you. You can go to, actually, some of my friends, what they do is, they also do this, right? So they are dual nationals. Let's say if you're a national from the Dominican Republic, they're like, hey, like, you know what? I'm a Dominican Republic national. And they'll have an account in Dominican Republic, and then they will have, you know, an account running on IC Markets. Because they will say, hey, IC Markets, I'm from the Dominican or Jamaica or Mexico or, you know, some other place. So then they can still trade on IC Markets while living in Canada or while living in the US. You know, so what you need to do is you need to have an address not in Canada or US. Suggestion, bro, can you call a person from the public chart on Friday and ask them about their trading strategies? It will be good to understand what strategies are working for everyone. I will look into that. Thank you for that suggestion. What do you think about Daniel Savage? I think Daniel Savage is a pretty, very enthusiastic person. I really enjoy watching his stories. You know, I'm going to be awesome. I'm going to be honest. I really enjoy watching his stories. Daniel Savage. Yeah.
He is the most entertained.
Yeah. It's pretty entertaining. Like, the only reason I started following him because he was just entertaining.
I like him.
Ooh, your JPY came straight down. It's coming straight down to this support. Hey, Raja, Pippa traded GJ, anticipated sells as it was breaking below the previous 1 hour candle low. Clean traffic to the left. Okay, it's pretty good. Clean traffic coming down to 136,800. That makes sense.
Hey, Raja, have a great weekend. I'm out.
Hey, man, Sacha, take care.
Okay, guys.
Have fun. Jassi Singh asked a question, can I make an account from Canadian address to trade legally from India? Man, if Modi finds out about that, he's gonna come for you. Sarkar is gonna come for you, bro. Like if Modi finds out that this guy is doing this, he's like, oh, pado enu. They're like, oh, pado enu. It's gonna be hilarious. Did you conduct a webinar in London? No, no, that did not happen. Is it actually to make 40,000 in one day? Yeah, anything is possible. I mean, I've seen people do a lot in front of me, and I'm just like, it's, man, you can do whatever you want in life. Trust me on that. Are you doing a podcast after a live stream today? Yeah, let me see what's going on over there with that podcast. Cause I was gonna go to the gym here.
Raja, if I'm not wrong, you also have made around 40,000 a day in like on NFP news maybe?
I don't remember. I don't remember. ESMA has restricted leverage to 1 to 30 unless you are a professional trader who has experience in the financial industry. I think the only reason why the leverages are being decreased and all these strict measures are being taken is because people just keep losing money. You know, people are just dumb and they continue to lose money all the time. That's why all the leverage is being tightened. That's why, like, you know, brokerages are being kicked out of countries because people don't know how to manage risk. That's the only reason it's happening. And when they lose money on brokerages, when they lose money on signals or trade management or by giving money to people they don't know on the internet and lose money like that, they complain. If 2 3 people complain and they keep on complaining, man, then the SEC or the ESMA says, hey, like, you know what, we got to crack down on these people, or we got to crack down on these brokerages. That's what's happening. You know, which is why they say, okay, you know what, we're going to restrict the leverage from 1 to 500 to 1 to 30 so that you can't make dumb decisions, you know, or what we will do is we will maybe block these certain brokerages. Yeah, I don't think we can do the podcast because I have to go to the gym and then I have to mow the lawn, and then I'm going away for a few days here.
I think, Raja, irrespective of the leverage, people are going to lose money, whether it's 1 to 50. If you're losing money, you're going to lose it on any leverage. And the only thing that lowering the leverage will do is just slow the kind of process. Just, you know, that's all it's going to do.
Yeah, like lower leverage will slow the process of you losing money.
It's like, you know, there's a cancer treatment and you just prolong your life by about 3 months, and that's it, you know?
That's true. You're going through chemotherapy over there with low leverage because you're not making money and you're not losing as much as well. But that's good. I think that's really, really good. That teaches you discipline. I think lower leverage also teaches you how to not risk a lot. Didn't you say you are in quarantine? Yes, I am in quarantine. So that doesn't mean I can go somewhere for a few days and quarantine there by myself. What do you think about each pairs have another structure, another move? I think when pairs have different structures and different moves, that's good because then that really proves that every pair is different. You know, every pair is different. Every pairs don't move the same way. And as we're looking at this candle, man, look at this. We don't know where this candle is going to close. If it closes above support, then it's respecting the support to maybe range and then break this resistance to go up. Or if it's going to close below, then it may continue going bearish. What's this? Does lower time frame influence the high time frame, or is it vice versa? Lower time frame builds the overall higher time frame. I think I'm gonna head off. I've come to the point where the day has ended here for me, so I'm gonna call it a day over here.
Thank you so much, Raja. Thank you very much, guys. Stay safe, stay strong.
Thank you, Yasir. Stay safe, stay strong. Thank you, everybody.
Take it easy.
Yeah, take it easy.
Thanks.
Have a good weekend, everyone. Don't overtrade. Don't just take any trades. Friday, the week has ended. You know, have a great week. Plan things with your family, friends. You know.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.